Morning everybody, Matt back with you. Hope you're okay. Today I'm in Headingley and I'm currently heading towards what must be one of the oldest buildings around. It's 850 years old and you'll see what it is when I get there, but I'm heading there via this rather overgrown graveyard. This is the graveyard of St. Stephen's Church. Church is just behind me here. That's not where I'm heading today. I thought we'll add it as we go. I'm presuming it's a church that's still in use. Looks like it. There's some pretty huge well, certainly a big gravestone here. I think this might be the war memorial. I'm not sure. Can't get any nearer than that. No, it's not a war memorial. Hargreaves' tomb. Just around the back of the church, there's another very worn gravestone here. I'm guessing at one point somebody was stood on top. This is interesting. Look, beneath this arch is the grave of Richard Ostler. So I don't know if we can see anything inside. Well, it's too... No, never mind. Yeah, see light at the other side. Sorry, nothing to see there. Okay, let's head on to our location for today. We are at Kirkstall Abbey today, and we're going to come and have a look around this 850-year-old remains of this building. But rather than it being a history lesson, we're going to have a look at some of the many ghosts that have been reported here. So Kirkstall Abbey is one of a number of abbeys that were built around this area. As I said, about over 850 years ago, it was a Cistercian monastery. So monks lived and worked here until about 1539. So the abbey was founded in 1152, and at the time Henry II was on the throne. But it was not until Henry VIII in 1539 when he was on the throne, so 400 years later, when the abbey ceased to be, along with the obviously the dissolution of all monasteries at that time. But this one, of all the abbeys, is the one that is in the best preserved condition, and that tower is something else. So it's unsurprising, I'm sure, that a building that is 850 years old has had plenty of tales of ghosts and hauntings over its time. One of those is from the 19th century, and there were multiple reports of a ghostly procession along the nave, and there were a number of men dressed in white hoods, ghostly figures seen walking from one side to the other. It's just one of many ghost sightings here. So we're just underneath the tower now. Apparently in the 18th century, the tower collapsed in a storm. It wasn't until 1892 that the whole abbey was given over to the council, who then started to make it accessible to the public. So it's been open to the public for over a century now, which is good. It means it can be preserved as it is. This. Okay, so the video is a lot of me going, wow, I'm sorry. This is breathtaking location. The video does not do justice to what I'm seeing. I mean, yeah, okay, it's in ruins, but think of the age of it, the condition it's in, and the look up there, what work's gone into that. Amazing. The next ghost that's been spotted here is of a mad monk. The reason he was mad is basically quite tragic. His brother was apparently visiting Fountains Abbey, another abbey not too far from here, and he was killed by highwaymen, and the monk who lived here went mad with guilt and anger, and started heading round the monastery, carving his brother's initials into the stone. Now we'll look for some of that a bit later, and unfortunately I don't know the name, so I don't know what initials I'm looking for, but I've seen some on the way in. So he's a more recent addition of a ghost that has been spotted here at the Abbey. A question that immediately springs to mind when I see buildings like this is how 850 years ago did they manage to create something like this? How did they get so high? There wasn't such a thing as scaffolding back then. Certainly no cranes. So this bit's quite interesting. There's some stairs here which we can't go up because there isn't the bottom of them. And these are called the night stairs. And apparently above here would have been the dormitories for the monks. So they would have been living higher up, and they would then descend these stairs here to attend the first service of the day, which was apparently 1 o'clock in the morning. Wow. Sorry, wow again. Just obviously it's remained in such good condition because it's kept a lot of its roof, which is why you see such detail in the stone. I wonder if some of this has been replaced. It doesn't look very old compared to something like this. Oh my goodness, what are these? Baths? You can just fill in that with water. Lying in it, maybe. Okay, so actually they are coffins, and when they did some renovation work here, they found the coffins in the walls, so they've been placed in the walls here. So yeah, stone coffins. Interesting. Yeah, certainly see where they would have been. Wonder if there's any more. So the outside is more ruined than inside. You can see it would have perhaps been here. You can imagine we've got the pillars up to the sky. This part is the abbot's lodgings, and that ties in nicely to our next ghost. Because apparently an abbot, who was the leader of the monastery, is said to haunt the grounds of the abbey. But this is a ghost that is not seen and has only been heard. So how they know it's an abbot, I'm not really sure. Our next ghost in the abbey has a name, and she's called Mary. And Mary had a lover. And I don't know quite how far back this story goes, but I'm guessing it's after the monks. And a lover actually committed murder. So Mary decided to tell the authorities, and of course the lover was arrested. Now, it's said that the ghost of Mary has been spotted in the grounds here, but at the same time you see her, you also see the ghost of a dog. Now, it's possible that the dog represents the lover, but it could also represent Mary's guilt. Not that she did anything wrong, but obviously if your lover commits murder, you can be guilty of having anything to do with them. So Mary's ghost has been spotted, I don't know how long ago, with this dog. And dogs are often spotted as ghosts as well, aren't they? The floor. Wow. Beautiful. This is the refectory where the monks would eat their meal. As we look at the stone, you can see that there are things carved into it, but who knows how old these are or when they were done. But could any of these be the carvings of the Mad Monk? Perhaps unsurprisingly, there's been a good number of ghost hunts here at the Abbey. Paranormal investigators have been apparently using the items that they have. They've heard screams from the walls, people even yelling at them to go away. It's possible that those ghosts of all those monks who would have been dispatched from here 400 years ago never left. There is, however, one story that was about a medium who did an investigation here, and he said that he got talking to a very famous person. That medium claimed that he'd been speaking to none other than William Shakespeare, and Shakespeare had told him that in the grounds there was hidden treasure and they had to dig for it. And that's kind of as much of the story as I know, and I don't know whether any kind of treasure hunt happened. Yeah, the only other connection to Shakespeare here is Shakespeare plays are performed out here. So there we go, so that concludes our quick whiz through some of Kirkstall Abbey's ghost stories. Are there any that you've heard of? Or are there any that I've missed or any got wrong? Do let me know, comment below, and yeah, I'll probably come here again sometime. As you can tell, Tom is not with me. He was supposed to be, got halfway here and went home, he wasn't well. But yeah, it's been a fascinating building to come to and have a look around, and I recommend it, definitely. So I'll leave it at that. The message just come back up from Tom as I'm right. Oh dear, he's not well at all. Right, you don't need to know that. And yeah, this has been my birthday trip. Let's see you soon, guys. Bye for now.